So what the Galactic started bringing through for me last week was information about Ascension Symptoms. And what they were saying was, let's talk about energy. Let's talk about Ascension Symptoms, because some people say to me, oh, the energies. It's so overwhelming. I can't deal. I can't handle. It's all crazy. My head's spinning. I've got buzzing in the ears. I feel like I'm dizzy and I want to fall over. Da, 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 da. So everybody experiences Ascension Symptoms in very unique ways. But what are they? Ascension Symptoms, if we demystify it and simplify it, they are your resistance to incoming energy. That's what they are. They're your body meeting a higher vibrational frequency and going, whoa, oh, that's a bit much to integrate, right? And your body's trying to match the frequency that it's meeting, because that's the nature of energy. And you are a being of energy, which means that when you're in proximity to something that is high vibrational, there is something within you that will naturally attempt to raise yourself to meet the highest resonance in the room. This is what we do. Your body will come into proximity with high vibrational frequencies, cosmic light codes, and then attempt to raise itself to meet that energy as an equal. But oftentimes we can't do that. Oftentimes there's stuff sitting in between ourselves and that heightened consciousness. Did you hear that? Those are hardy-dars. It's 8 o'clock at night, it's pitch black, and those crazy birds are flying around. They're kamikaze pilots, they're mad, but there we go. Their noise is recorded in just about every recording I've got, I think, regardless of how early in the morning it is or how late at night it is. So what does it feel like for you to think about Ascension Symptoms in this manner? Because you could hear this, you could conceivably hear me saying this and then go, oh no, I must be failing. I must be failing at ascension because I've got all these ascension symptoms, which means I got a lot of resistance, which means I'm not doing really well. That's not the truth. It simply means you're human. Because oftentimes people say to me, I love this question, when is it going to stop, Kerry? These ascension symptoms, when is it all going to normalize again? It's not. It's only going to normalize when you are comfortable enough to have 5D frequencies running through your body without resistance to them. When you can do that, you will have no ascension symptoms, right? So Alexandra asks, could the resistance be repressed emotions or emotions not dealt with? Absolutely, that's all. When we talk about the stuff that stands in the way, what is that? When we talk about past life issues, current life issues, things that we're working on, sum all of that up. What is that? It's emotion. And I've recently been talking a lot about emotion. And the conversation has been exploring how we process emotion energetically as beings of energy, because we never got the teaching. We went through God knows how many years of school, but no one ever taught you how to deal with an emotion, how to process an emotion. Where do you put anger? Where do you put happiness? And why and how? So now we've got a lot of catch-up work to do, right? So the conversation is going to, for a long time to come back to emotions. Because when you master your emotions, then you are a master. So allow yourself to think, what would it take for me right now in this moment to be in ease of passage in my life? Imagine that. Imagine you being in open ease and flow with the universe right now. What would have to shift in your life to make that happen? And guess what? It's not a circumstance. It's not a person. Because a lot of you will have thought that, right? When I said, what will it take for you to come into that ease, to come into that flow, to come into that harmony? A lot of you will have said, oh, well, when I get my new job, when I get my new car, when I get my divorce, when I finally get married, whatever it is, then we always have these ideas that when I get this, then I'm going to be happy. But of course, you are wiser and you know that this is not about shifting of a circumstance or about another person behaving differently in your life. So the real question is, what emotional state would you have to be in to experience flow? What emotional state do you have to be in to experience ease? How must you greet the world? How must you interact with the world in order to experience flow? It would take an emotional state of ease. It would take an openness in your life. So no matter where you are, no matter what your situation is in your life, be real about it. Because the old archaic spirituality that led so many people down the wrong path told you the following. It said, if you've got disharmony in your life, don't focus on it. And instead, choose harmony, which was so harmful because it never empowered people to discharge the disharmony. Because if you could discharge disharmony, guess where it would go? Gone. You would have nothing to deny, nothing to resist, nothing to hide from, nothing to suppress, nothing to repress, nothing to hide from the universe, because often we do that with so-called toxic, heavy, negative, bad feelings. We try to hide it from God, hide it from the universe. I don't want them to see my darkness, because we still have the imprint of judgment. We still have the imprint that have said the universe or God are judgmental beings who are going to judge you for doing it wrong when you feel depressed, for example, or sad or upset or whatever it is. Now, when you're in the Plasma Light Tribe and you feel sad or depressed or low or any of those so-called negatives, I'm going to say to you, good. Now feel it. Because that's what it takes to get yourself into harmony. It is to not suppress. It is to allow. And when you do, you discharge. That's the golden key that so many people have missed. And they say, well, I've been allowing my anger for years and I'm just still enraged and I'm still screaming at everybody and I'm still biting everybody's head off. So it hasn't worked for me. In that case, if you were that person saying that to me, then I would say, then you're still judging the anger, because when there is no judgment and there is no resistance, it dissipates. So when you are repeating that same bloody emotion, over and over, it means that the issue is not necessarily with you releasing it, but with you judging or resisting that thing. Because the mentality is this, well, if God's going to judge me, if the universe is going to judge me for feeling sad, bad, depressed, angry, whatever it might be, then I'm going to judge myself. I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. So ease of passage, ease of being does not require different circumstances in your life. I can be in ease right now, today, to the fullest, most blissful, sublime degree imaginable, even with that wench of a neighbor over there. I can do that. When I step out of resistance and into peace within me. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm going to extend peace to her. I'm going to extend love. I'm going to extend peace. That is intervention. That is interference. Don't do that unless the person has asked you for healing or help or assistance. Do not assume that you have the right or the power to impose upon their reality. Be the love. be the peace in their proximity. Be that in the world. And that is your glorious offering to humanity. But do not ever say, here, humanity, I'm giving you my love. I'm giving you my peace. Instead, say, here, humanity, I am being love. Here, humanity, I am being acceptance, whatever it is, abundance, whatever it is.